Okay, everyone, this is Brad Matheny. Today's the 13th of November. Thank you for all the best wishes and your patience while I've been dealing with the situation with Lisa. She's doing well, seeing signs today of her heart potentially going back into normal rhythm. Would be great to see that happen. Normally, for her, it takes a couple of days, especially when she's really tired, which I think is what the case was with this incident. But in the meantime, this is what I've been battling with on my server. Now, this is my server. This is what runs all of the TT scanner updates and everything else. And this is a new piece of code I've been working on called the factored CCI system. Now, what I'm working on particularly are these little white triggers. So this is essentially a process of mapping major and minor spikes, and the way it works is I'm trying to get this triggering system to pick the deepest, most efficient lows. Not quite there yet, but as you can see, if we come back over here, you can see how it picks through this rotation. It picks, and let me mark this as a bottom. So it picks a bottom here. Actually picks it at the beginning of that bar is the bottom. I will come in here, edit, make it green. It picks that area as a bottom, and then it comes in here and picks that area as a bottom. I'll just copy that other one. So Control C, V, then it picks this area as a bottom. Control C, V, then it picks this area as a bottom. Get two triggers down here. Then, oops, I don't want it down there. Perfect. Then it picks this area as an early bottom. And that's still technically a bottom. And then it picks this area as a bottom. Then it picks this area as a bottom. And you can see these bottoms. I'm trying to highlight them. So ideally, as I work through this, having these multiple bottom locators may not be a bad deal. Okay, the whole idea is that we want to try to find the most logical entry points. What I'm trying to do is get the system to find the deepest, most logical entry points, like not necessarily there, although that's not bad, but like this one right there. Now, I had a piece of logic running that had them much more efficiently, and I have that saved as a backup. Now, the topping systems, again, we can do this now with this because it should be drawing the topping systems, are drawn right here and right here and right here. They're actually drawn one bar before the actual arrow. And the topping trigger is drawn right here and right here and right here and right here and right here. Now again, like I said, I'm working on this, so you want to know what it takes to build these things. It is an intense amount of logic, an intense amount of study, and it really is, perpetual work. So now when we're looking at these systems, so hypothetically, I have these internal functions in here with regard to trending. And if I were to come in here, oops, if I were to come in here and modify the setup, because right now I have it set to 100 period look back with a 10 period offset. And normally what we have is a 20 period with a 50 period look back. And you will see that the data looks considerably different. We get a couple of different triggers in different areas. And again, I'm working with the trigger data. You notice how this becomes a lot more reactive to price data. Okay, the whole idea is if I come in here and I lengthen it, it's going to end up being less reactive to price trends. So hypothetically, if I were to triple this to 150, and if I were to length, go cancel. Where did I put this? Okay, so length was 20 and 50. Okay, I changed the upper. So this is 20, this is 50, this is 100. Oh, 100. So now if I were to, you can see how it reacts. Very choppy, very quick to this reaction. And the whole idea behind this is it catches the bottom down here, catches the top up here, catches the bottom down here, catches the top 2 bars later, catches another top right over here, selling into this base. We try to buy into this base right here. We roll across, try to buy into this base, roll across, try to buy into this base right over here. And then as we roll up, we end up getting a sell signal back over here on these topping patterns. So you get 1, 2, 3 buy triggers through here trying to sell out back over here. So it's a kind of a counter trending system. And what I'm doing with it is I'm working out the logic in between going to the hospital and doing what other things I need to do. And I've got different setups with combined triggers, non-combined triggers, blended functions, and I'm leaning towards potentially having an upper limit, possibly in the 185 to 175 area, which should help to eliminate some of these triggers. And then, like I said, I'm thinking about really, using something like a 120 length, followed by a possibly like a 25 look back. So when we do something like this, you can see that we get, very clear bottoming triggers and acceleration up into topping triggers and rolling down into bottoming triggers through here. Notice that we come up here, we don't get any real topping triggers. That's something I'm working on. And then we come down here, we get another bottoming trigger here, another bottoming trigger here, and then eventually we roll up to this area, and we look to try to sell out up in this area. So now you have to kind of ask yourself, if you're bottoming in this area, and then potentially in this area, and this area, and you catch this nice rally, it's pretty simple to try to pull out of that in this rally phase. Now we come back down and we're looking at, oops, sorry, there's no buy trigger there. There is a buy trigger here. There is a low, extreme low trigger here, cost averaging, and then we catch this move back up to the upside. And this is a substantial move, guys. This is, you come in here and you take a look at this cost average. You've got 61 points 60 points in this move on the NQ. That's quite a bit. 120, if I do the math right, $12,000. So timing these rotations, this is a 3-minute chart, timing this rotation and catching the early trigger away from the breakdown trigger is what I'm working on right now. Trying to catch these real big breakdowns and really timing these triggers to be able to say, hey, this is where our bottom is, this is where our bottom is, this is where our bottom is. And until we get that mode that's a real bottom, I don't want to be playing with it. So that's something I'm working on. This will eventually be fed into the expert growth side for the indexes. I think I'm going to be starting this off with the sector spiders, the QQQ, and the SPY. And it is really pretty impressive, in my opinion, as a day trading, swing trading type system. Knowing that we're getting this rotation and this trending can be quite impressive. And as I mentioned to you, now I've lengthened it way out because I want to see these trends. But, if we go back to the near default settings, and we'll just set this to 25, and we'll set this down to 25. That's fine. Let's just see what it looks like. So you can see we're getting these rotations, and that's what I want to see. Now this is the combined trending. If I get rid of the combined trending, you'll see that you get trade triggers, and that's what I'm working on next, is these trade triggers need to be functional from a standpoint of getting into the most appropriate trends. So again, this is something I've been struggling with. I do my best work, honestly, in the afternoon or in the early morning when it's quiet, in the midst of phone calls and messages and what have you, and hospitals. It's kind of difficult to write code. Coding, you need to be very, very focused. So I will keep you guys updated. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to debugging. Just wanted to share where you're at, or where I'm at with this, and where hopefully we're going to get to with the next version. Okay, guys, talk to you later.